Welcome to TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys, to a news roundup coming up for you today. And of course, we are going to be covering the controversial exit of young prodigy Xavi Simons in today's video, and also some big words, some big statements from Ernesto Valverde following our pre-season defeat today by Chelsea. All of that and some more. It's coming right up. Let's do this. And before we do come on to Xavi Simons later on in the video, I do want to start here with those big statements that came from Ernesto Valverde after our pre-season friendly earlier on today. Because of course, earlier on, guys, we were discussing it. Barcelona, Chelsea, 2-1 it finished, not in our favour. And of course, disappointment there to lose our first game. But like I said in the match review, it is just the start here of our pre-season preparations. And for sure, there were still some promising signs. And there were even more promising signs for me from Ernesto Valverde after the game when he did speak to the media. And I just want to talk you through here some of the things that he did come out and say with regard to a number of first-team players. We're going to start here with Antoine Griezmann. Valverde gave his thoughts on Griezmann. He said Griezmann is a very, very dangerous player. We're happy to have him here. He has great ideas, great movement on the field, and he gives us more options. And I think that's absolutely right. We saw Griezmann today in the very early stages of his Barcelona career, just linking up nicely with those around him. He's very agile, he's very flexible, he's quick, he's good on the ball, and I think it was really nice to watch somebody there who in tight spaces could manoeuvre, could pass, could bring others into play. That's what we need there from a Barcelona forward, and really, really good there to see Griezmann in a Barcelona shirt. And he himself after the game was really happy. He said, look, we've lost, it's a defeat, we're not happy with that. But he said this debut here in a Barcelona shirt, it was very, very special for me. But it was actually what Ernesto Valverde went on to say about the right back areas and also about the centre midfield roles that was very, very interesting to me. First and foremost, let's talk here about the right back positions, because he went on to say the idea, as you saw in the first half today, is that Sergio Roberto will move forward this season to a midfield position. We will try there to bring him into that role with Semedo and Wagué playing at right back in the coming season. Very interesting there from Valverde. For the first time, openly there confirming that Wagué will be part of the first team in the coming season. I think that's really good news as a backup there for Nelson Semedo. Now, of course, the only reason today why Wagué was not involved, the only reason why he's not on the pre-season tour of Japan is because he was given extra time, much like the Copa America boys. He was away at the African Cup of Nations and he'll be coming back there at the start of August. But Wagué there set to be introduced into the first team as a backup to Semedo, who Valverde went on there to say he is untransferable. We count on him, we're depending on him in that right back area, and it does seem that finally Semedo will be given that authority. We've rejected bids very, very strongly from Atletico Madrid. We've also rejected a bid according to reports from the Premier League, and quite clearly now Valverde putting that faith possibly in Semedo for the coming season to keep him here and ultimately to make him the key man in that right back role. And of course that in turn means that Sergio Roberto, just like we saw today, will be moved forward there to midfield, but I don't think he's going to play every single game in that midfield. He's going to have to work very, very hard there to get into that kind of role. We may see Sergio Roberto there, I feel, spending a bit more time on the bench this season, being introduced there as more of an impact player. We need something a bit different coming off the bench in that midfield. Of course, we saw a lot of quality out there today from Ricky Puig, from Frenkie de Jong, and of course, the man that I'm going to come on to here, Ivan Rakitic. He scored a wonderful goal today. It was an absolutely smashing effort there from long range, as we know the Rakitic can do, a really, really good goal. But it was again what Valverde said which really, really intrigued me, because after the game he said, look, Rakitic, great goal. He said he was a very, very important player last season, but he used that there in the past tense. He said Rakitic was an important player, and he then went on to say, I don't know this season if he will be once again. We don't know yet. He said, I have a lot of options right now in midfield. I've got new players coming in. We don't know what's going to happen. And I think there, maybe not regard to Rakitic's future. I still believe that probably Rakitic will stay at Barcelona. But Valverde there, usually with regard to Rakitic, will come out and say, look, he's starting, he's untransferable, he's going to be in the team week in, week out. And I think right now, all that we all want, we don't want Rakitic banished from the first team, anything but that. But what we do want is that real competition. Rakitic, for me, much like Suarez, has been really, really good quality right throughout his Barcelona career. But there's a time and a place now to really earn your place. If you're not up to it, if you're not ready, you should be on the bench. Nobody in that team there should feel comfortable. And with De Jong coming in, with Arthur there, with players like that coming onto the scene now, Rakitic is going to have to fight really, really hard to truly earn his place. And if he doesn't earn it, he's going to find himself there on the bench, because Valverde right now potentially is opening the door up there to a new brand of midfielders, a new lease of life there in midfield. And I, for one, just on those words alone, without having to get too excited too early, that there That could be promising. But something right here, guys, that isn't all that promising. We are going to talk here about the future of young Xavi Simons, the 16-year-old midfielder who we've heard about now since he was very, very young. A player who always had a lot of hype surrounding him, a lot of attention on him, a lot of really, really big excitement about a player here breaking through in the Barcelona youth setup. And he is a player who on Instagram, on Twitter, on social media, he's a massive, massive star. And he's just 16 years old. It's all coming very, very quick for young Xavi Simons. And incidentally, he is now going to be leaving Barcelona this summer. And that is a big, big statement there that Simons came out today. He thanked the fans, he thanked the club for his development, but he said there the time was right to move on, and unfortunately, he's already found a new club. Now, I just want to go into a bit more detail here about why he's leaving, what happened in the process of him leaving. Now, according to ESPN, coaches there from La Masia actually came out and told them in confidence there that they considered Xavi Simons as a good player, but not necessarily one there they were willing to go firmly out of their way to keep hold of. They wasn't going to smash the barrier, the wage barrier there at youth level to actually keep him. And another source there, according to ESPN, said that basically big clubs in the Premier League and also in the Bundesliga have been scouting Xavi Simons for some time. They've been following the hype, they've been following the attention surrounding this young man, but none of those teams actually went as far to make an offer. And there's a real sense right now that Barcelona certainly saw that talent, but they weren't willing really to go as far as maybe Simons wanted it to go. But regardless of what's to come right now, regardless of what I'm going to say in just a moment, of course, his exit is a blow. He's a talented boy. Clearly, he's somebody with potential, with the potential to go on there and make the first team perhaps, but it's very, very early days right now. We still don't know what's going to happen when he reaches that age. But at the same time, it is a blow to lose him. But I have to say right now, the major aspect for me, and the one thing that you have to bear in mind above all else, is the very fact that Xavi Simons' agent is Mino Raiola. Mino Raiola. And I think I speak for all of us right now when I say we're absolutely sick and tired of Mino Raiola. We don't want to look at his face, we don't want to talk about him, and sadly, once again here, a Mino Raiola client has opted against Barcelona. And according to Sport, Barcelona offered Xavi Simons what they felt was a really good contract offer for a 16-year-old, and also, even more significantly, they offered him there a spot this season in the Juvenile A team, which for me is a big step up. He's only 16, he was given a chance there to go and play effectively for the Barcelona under-19 side. They're only the third rank, of course. You're only 2 ranks away there from the first team. A big step up it would have been, but no. Simons had it in his mind there that he wanted to leave this summer, and I've got no doubt in my mind here that, of course, maybe he would have stayed at Barcelona if it wasn't for Raiola. Yes, we have our faults. Yes, of course, the youth setup hasn't exactly been booming recently. We do make some bad decisions. There's no doubt about that. But for me, Raiola has to be behind this. Certainly, much like Matthias de Ligt. When Matthias de Ligt came out a few days ago, he said loads and loads of people advised me to go to Barcelona. So many people close to me wanted me to join there. But you just know that Raiola is in the ears here of his clients saying, look, make the move, make the move, make the move. Think of the money, think of the opportunity. And I think once again, here with a young player, just 16 years old, surely there you've got to be thinking about the football. You've got to be thinking there on a football front. He's far too early to be basing his decisions and basing really all of his footballing future around Euro signs. It's not about the money right now. Surely for a player this young, this talented, it's not about the money. But look, I want to show you right here and now, surprise, surprise, being a client of Mino Raiola, it's not taking him long to find a new team. And who's his new team? Yep, it's Paris Saint-Germain. Xavi Simons leaves Barcelona today and this afternoon goes and signs until 2022 with PSG. And that for me right there is modern football. It's about a super agent. It's about a young kid there being possibly badly advised. Look, he might go on and have a phenomenal career at Paris Saint-Germain. He might go from strength to strength there in Liga 1. But at the same time, when you've got that agent there, somebody like Mino Raiola in your corner, I have to doubt there the decision making. I have to doubt that on a footballing front, because when it comes to somebody like Raiola, when it comes to somebody like that in your corner, are they really making the decisions based on your footballing career? Are they really making the best decisions for you as a footballer? I'm not so sure. Financially, I'm sure it's great. Financially, Xavi Simons already, in terms of his social media profile, in terms of his image in football, he's doing very, very well at just 16 years old. But on the football front, is it really the right move? We're going to have to wait and see. We really are. So please leave your thoughts in the comments down below, guys, on all things we have discussed in today's video. What did you think of Ernesto Valverde's comments following our pre-season match against Chelsea? And of course, what do you make of Xavi Simons moving to PSG just hours after he's left Barcelona? Let me know in the comments down below. I will see you soon with more videos. Thanks for the support. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.